Louisiana is a state in the deep south and south-central regions of the United States. Louisiana is bordered by the state of Texas to the west, Arkansas to the north, Mississippi to the east, and the Gulf of Mexico to the south. A large part of its eastern boundary is demarcated by the Mississippi River. The state covers an area of 51,843 square miles, making it the 31st biggest state in the U.S. Overall, the state has got 64 counties. Louisiana's biggest city is New Orleans. The capital is Baton Rouge. Louisiana was first explored by Cabeza de Vaca in 1528 during a Spanish expedition. The French then began exploring the region in the 1600s, and in 1682, Robert Cavelier de La Salle arrived at the mouth of the Mississippi River and claimed the area for France. He named the area Louisiana after the French king, King Louis XIV. Throughout the rest of the 1600s and into the 1700s, Louisiana was colonized by both the French and Spanish, but it was dominated by the Spanish during this time. During Spain's control of Louisiana, agriculture grew and New Orleans became a major trading port. In addition, during the early 1700s, African people were enslaved and brought to the region. Ownership of the land would go back and forth between these nations until the United States bought the area that would become Louisiana from France in 1803 as part of the Louisiana Purchase. On the 30th of April, 1812, Louisiana became the 18th state. The state can be divided into three geographical regions. The East Gulf coastal plain is the lowland east of the Mississippi River. It's marshy near the river and becomes hilly in the north. The Mississippi alluvial plain runs west of the Mississippi River from Arkansas in the north down to the Gulf of Mexico. Ridges, topped by fields called frontlands, run along the river, and fields called backlands, with very fertile silt and clay slope away. Wetlands cover the southern coastline. Furthest west is the West Gulf coastal plain, which runs from Arkansas to the southernmost part of the state. Louisiana's highest point, Driscoll Mountain, is in the northern part of this region. Going south, the land slopes down to become prairie, then marshland, and eventually the sandy islands that border the coastline, called barrier beaches. Louisiana shares the general physiographic characteristics common to the Gulf Coast states of the southern United States, with the vital exception of the Mississippi River, which borders and then flows through the state and extends its delta far into the Gulf of Mexico. The biggest rivers in the state are Mississippi River, Red River, Washita River, Atchafalaya River, Sabina River. The highest point in the state is Driscoll Mountain, 535 feet above sea level. Louisiana's climate is considered humid subtropical and its coast is rainy. As a result, it contains many biodiverse marshes. Louisiana's inland areas are drier and are dominated by low prairies and low rolling hills. Average temperatures vary based on location within the state, and the northern regions are colder in the winters and hotter in the summers than those areas closer to the Gulf of Mexico. The average growing season ranges from 220 to 320 days, and the average precipitation ranges from almost 45 inches at Shreveport to more than 56 inches at New Orleans. The majority of the state's population lives in southern Louisiana, spread throughout Greater New Orleans, the Florida parishes, and Acadiana, while central and north Louisiana have been losing population. The United States Census Bureau estimated that the population of Louisiana was 4,648,000 people on the 1st of July, 2019, a 2.5% increase since the 2010 United States Census. The state's biggest cities are New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Shreveport, Metairie, and Lafayette. Louisiana's economy is heavily dependent on its fertile soils and waters. Because much of the state's land sits on rich alluvial deposits, it is the United States' largest producer of sweet potatoes, rice, and sugarcane, soybeans, cotton, dairy products, strawberries, hay, pecans, and vegetables are also abundant in the state. In addition, Louisiana is well known for its fishing industry that is dominated by shrimp and oysters. Tourism is also a large part of Louisiana's economy. New Orleans is especially popular due to its history and the French quarters. That location has many famous restaurants, architecture, and is the home of the Mardi Gras Festival, which has been held there since 1838. Louisiana's top natural resources include fertile soil, natural gas, and oil. Louisiana is also the biggest U.S. producer of salt. In 2022, the state of Louisiana had a population of 4,607,000 people, having declined an annualized minus 0.3% over the 5 years to 2022, which ranks it the 48th out of all 50 U.S. states by growth rate. Louisiana's gross state product in 2022 reached $228 billion US, with growth of minus 0.5% over the 5 years to 2022. Louisiana is a fascinating state with interesting history.